DuckTalks is part of Res TV's network of podcasts. Check out res.tv for other great podcasts. Hey there, and welcome to DuckTalks. It is the week of Wednesday, April the 4th, and you're listening to episode 17. This episode promises to be packed. We have a fan email. We'll talk about the DuckTales theme on The Tonight Show, some Russian leaks, duck merch, frankly speaking, and also news of new episodes. Before we dive into this podcast, let's take care of some housekeeping, though. If you've stumbled across this podcast for the very first time, this is DuckTalks, and we talk about DuckTales. We're a fan podcast for the new show. We're fans of the Disney XD reboot of DuckTales, and also of the classic show and the Disney Afternoon and the legacy that it inspired. My name is Mitch, and I'm one of your hosts. Joining me again this week for the third episode in a row is our good pal Josh.
Woohoo! Yeah, 3 in a row.
How you doing, Josh?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm doing great. Finally got that water leak taken care of.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, well, that's why we didn't have an episode last week. I had a little mess on my hands, but took care of that. And but not only do we have Josh this week. Yes, this is a special episode. The leaks, and I'm not talking about the leaks at my house. I'm talking about the leaks of episodes, has stirred him enough to stay up late tonight to record. So let's welcome our sleep-deprived friend, Pirate Steven.
Yo-ho! I'm back, baby.
Baby, how are you doing, Pirate?
Yeah, so I had a baby. Not me. Ooh. My wife did. That'd be painful. But yeah, I added a new addition to our duck family, and yeah, I'm excited to be back.
Well, it's great to have you back, and it's good to hear that everybody's doing well and you're getting used to the new addition. And ready to buy some duck merch, right?
Yeah, I mean, this kid needs to. He's growing up in a good era of TV. I mean, they went through like a 10, 15-year hiatus of bad cartoon shows from the time that we grew up watching Disney Afternoon to this DuckTales reboot. So I'm very appreciative and glad that he's going to grow up in the era where DuckTales, the 2017 reboot exists, and he'll love it, and he will grow up on it, and he will have all the merchandise for every occasion, for sure.
That's a good point. We're complaining about a 4-month hiatus, but we just went through a 15-year hiatus, right?
That's right.
So
yeah,
4 months is not that bad, and surely we're on the back end of this thing.
Yeah, there's nothing but good stuff coming. So we know that from what we've heard from the people working on the show, and for things we might have seen with our own eyes. So it's definitely worth the wait.
So who do you think will be the baby's favorite character?
Well, okay, so this is boy number 3. Apparently, I only make boys, and the first 2 boys, I shared this story on a blog on our website, DuckTalks.com, that I had to order 2 Team Dewey shirts from the Disney Store's website. They have a Team Webby, they have a Huey, Team Huey, a Team Dewey, and a Team Louie, but I had to buy 2 Deweys, so... I would love for him to be, because I'm more of a Team Louie, and I feel like his favorite color is going to be green because a lot of his clothes and his nursery scheme is green. So, and he was born on St. Patrick's Day, so I'm hoping he's going to be the green baby and go with me with Team Louie.
Conditioning him on that green, huh?
And he is the youngest, so that's all stars line up for a success of him picking Team Louie. And you know what? Maybe that's the plush that I get him.
I've really struggled with that myself because I really like Dewey as a character, but I relate more with Huey.
Yeah, I could totally see you as a Huey.
I keep drifting back into the Huey lane and thinking, no, I'm going to be adventurous and reckless. And then I'm like, no, wait, there's got to be a rule against that. Yeah, and I'm the oldest.
Yeah, I'm definitely a team. I was gonna say Dewey, but I think I'm more Huey as well.
Well, nice, because see, even the three of us just picked different characters, so there you go.
Mm-hmm. There we go. Yeah, we we ordered or chose our magic bands for our trip to Disney that's coming up, and the girls and my wife picked theirs first, and I was looking at the selections, and I was like, I could go here, I could go there, and then I was like, wait a minute, we've got blue, we've got red, and we have pink. Yeah, I'm going to go green and just make this happen.
So way to go. Just you can get your red, green, and blue shirts. And then your sun stashes, which we'll talk about later.
Yeah. Well, and we've got a lot to talk about, so let's get into it. This week we're going to have the return of Listener of the Week. We actually received an email 2 weeks ago from a fan of the show, both DuckTales and DuckTalks, named Steve. And Steve wrote to us. He says, "Hi guys, I'm loving the show. I have a couple of questions for you. Do you think Doofus is going to be in the 2017 show? If so, what kind of personality will he have? Well, I don't know if you've seen Gravity Falls. There is a character named Little Gideon. I can see him being like Little Gideon and have this unhealthy obsession with Webby." And where are you on the Poe as Lena's dad theory that a lot of people have? You agree on that theory or not? You think Magica is holding him hostage? So he had a lot of questions for us. We appreciate that, and we're thankful for that. So, Steve, thanks for reaching out. I did reach out to him since we didn't record last week, and we've spoken a little bit by email. But what do you guys think? Do you think Doofus will be in the new show?
Yeah, I like it as him not being a regular character, kind of like what's the name of the lucky guy?
Gladstone.
I should know that. But yeah, I like if he made an appearance, not a show regular, but if he made an appearance like maybe every 10 episodes or something like that, or if they had it where he wasn't necessarily the good guy, if he was kind of like a rival or something. Mm-hmm. I think that'd be a cool Doofus experiment.
They could easily introduce him being part of the Woodchucks. I mean, because he was part of in the original show, part of the Woodchucks. So I mean, they could have an episode where they go do whatever their troop is doing, and then they could introduce him easily. So it's not a character that doesn't seem like it's impossible for them to bring in. I feel like I think Frank Agones has said that everybody's favorite character will eventually at some point come into the show. Is there something like this? Is that what he said?
Yeah, it's his pinned tweet.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, he plans on utilizing people or characters from both the old show and from the comics. And I was very surprised we didn't see him in that I'm gonna call it an episode again, in that issue of the DuckTales comic, where Huey and Scrooge were out with the troop with Launchpad. I did expect to see him there. I was surprised that he wasn't. So what do you guys think? Seems like you both agree that the character would change quite a bit and not be the same character we saw on the old show.
Yeah, I mean, the original one was kind of annoying. I mean, let's just be honest.
Right.
But especially that Super Doof episode.
Super Doof.
But
with the woolly pajamas.
They got to have a Junior Woodchuck episode, and if not a regular, like I said, a regular character or in front character, he could definitely be a sidekick or a character that just shows up whenever they talk about Junior Woodchuck, just as like a tribute to the old episodes.
What'd you think about Steve's idea of him being like Little Gideon? We've talked about Gravity Falls on this show before, and Gravity Falls definitely has influenced DuckTales 2017 in a lot of ways. Do you think Doofus could be that villain or antagonist?
It'd be a good heel turn for him, for sure. I think, like I said, I think people would they would actually like him even more as a not like a bad guy, but
a rival.
Like a rival
For Huey. I think it would be funny for him to be like, he's a doofus, right? So he wants to be the best woodchuck, and Huey's maybe a challenge to him. Takes me back to what was that Cartoon Network? Dexter's Laboratory. Remember his neighbor? Did you guys watch that?
That was during the 15 years that I was talking about earlier.
No. That was
it was an okay show.
It was during that time, though.
I could definitely see, though, having Doofus maybe have some kind of infatuation with Webby, just because there's not really a character that has that yet in the show. And then also kind of linking back to the original series where it's not really apparent that he likes her, but I think there's that one episode where they go in the future where they actually get married. And so
I forgot about that.
There is a connection, I think, there that I can see that it's possible that he has some kind of infatuation with her, that he likes her, but I could see her, Webby just brush it off like, I'm not interested in any boys right now. I'm more interested in solving mysteries and doing different stuff like that.
Yeah, especially if he's a character that's trying to be the best woodchuck, and then there's this girl who's, comes in with a grappling hook, and
mm-hmm.
I could see that. I think Steve's got a good idea here. And so what do we think about Poe and being Lena's dad? So Lena was a character that's been introduced in the first few episodes of the show. We know that she has connections to Magica Dispel. At least it's been hinted. She calls a shadow that's following her Aunt Magica, and she has the amulet that gives her powers. So and I think actually it has been confirmed on social media from someone involved in the show that she is in fact related to Magica. So it's not
she calls him or her Aunt Magica, I believe, right?
Right. Yeah, some people have asked, could that just be, someone she's taking care of, and, she just calls her Aunt Magica more because there's a relationship there than actually being related. But it has been confirmed, I believe, that they are related. So, and this was one of the things that I first thought as well, because in the original cartoon and also in the comics, Magica had the raven that was with her that we learned was her brother, Poe. So, do we think Lena could be Poe's daughter?
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely in the realm of possibility.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it makes sense with the whole anti-Magica and Poe is her brother. So, yeah, that lines up.
Mm-hmm. I can definitely see that.
And I don't think we've seen any ravens or crows in any of the episodes that she's been in. That'd be kind of neat to find out that maybe he was in the background on a few episodes. Might have to be a good reason to rewatch those, or it would have been a good reason to pay attention to it when I watched it this weekend. Yeah, and he responded to my email by saying that he thinks of Webby or he thinks of Mabel a lot when he watches the show with Webby, and he thought that would just be a good storyline. And maybe he's also impressed with Launchpad. I mean, we know now that Launchpad is a scout leader of the Woodchucks. So, yeah, I think it'd be great. And I think there's some great stories there. I hope we get to see some of that.
Yeah, I didn't really put that connection between Mabel and Webby, but they do both have grappling hooks, so there could be one.
Could be. Well, Steve, we want to thank you for the email, and if you want to email us, if that's a form of communication that you use, you can send that to DuckTalksPod, so POD, at gmail.com. So send those emails. We'll be happy to read them and discuss them on the show. Listener of the Week.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. So let's move to some news because there is a ton of news. We'll start with the light news. So the DuckTales theme was on The Tonight Show a few nights back. I think this was actually a week ago because it was on our notes for last week. It was by the lead singer of Panic at the Disco. So have you guys watched this?
He does a great job.
Yeah. I didn't even know about it, so you guys said something, so I'm going to have to go back and watch it.
Yeah, Jimmy Fallon even made the comment that he did not use a teleprompter or anything and just nailed every word, which, I mean, who can't? But he did a great job. I'd buy that single.
I didn't even think to check and see if it was on iTunes. That, Disney needs to work that out. Do you guys own the new version?
That'd be cool if they did make a... I'd buy almost anything, but if they had a CD and it had like 20 songs on it, it was all just people doing different renditions of the DuckTales theme song. That'd be funny. Well, I know, like Panic at the Disco. I know them from. They did a song, a retake of one of the Nightmare Before Christmas songs, where they were on a compilation album. Oh. So that's where my.
You still there, Pirate?
Yeah, did you hear all that?
I heard it to the very end, and it cut out, I think, when you ended, so it'll be okay.
Okay, well, there you go.
You are a little lower now, though.
Well, I think at that point I laid my head down.
Oh, okay.
Can you hear me now?
You snoozing on us?
Laying in bed.
I mean, we understand. I totally get it.
It's fine. I had a 2-hour nap.
A little power nap.
True.
So do you guys own the new song, the new version? I can't think of her name.
Are they selling it?
Yeah, it's on iTunes.
Yeah, Felicia Barden is the name of the new singer.
Nailed it.
Right? Yeah, because I put it on YouTube. That song is on there, and I listen to it sometimes in a car. But I also been playing around since I needed to find like DuckTales. I was looking for DuckTales lullabies or something for the newborn, and he loves. I found actually 2. So if you do searches for Music Box, and then what you're looking for, so I did a search for DuckTales Music Box, and I found a really great rendition of the DuckTales theme song, and also the DuckTales Moon song from the NES game. They have a Music Box version of that, which is really great. I put it on, and he falls right to sleep.
Wow. I'm already a DuckTales fan.
Yeah, I mean, you guys start them young and mold them like a piece of clay until they're a DuckTales fan.
I'm going to have to look that up because, there's sometimes I have trouble going to sleep in a DuckTales.
Yeah, it's great. They're really short. I mean, it's like a minute and a half, but really entertaining. And then the other thing I've been using for them is I think on YouTube I found they have the compilations from the Disney Afternoon Collection from NES that Capcom just re-released. And there's a YouTube video that has all of the songs from the menu screens.
So the 8-bit songs?
Yeah, the 8-bit. And I put that on, and he loves it. He'll be quiet and just listen to it.
Well, we have a blog on DuckTalks.com that'll lead you to that. But you can go to YouTube and search for it either way. I mean, so yeah, just the DuckTalks theme song on The Tonight Show. But the theme song was not the only thing DuckTales related that's made it onto network TV. There was this post about The Bachelor this weekend?
It was for April Fools.
Oh, that's right. So it was this, yeah. So it was Sunday. So The Bachelor, I guess it was the host of the show. I'm not familiar with it. Actually, that's the show that your wife watches while we record, isn't it?
It surely is.
So you know a little bit about it.
So the host of the show announces the new Bachelor on the Twitter. On the Twitter. I sound so old. And it was
it's
a tweet
theme for us.
Yeah, to announce the new the person who's going to be the new Bachelor on their dating show. And he says it's Launchpad McQuack, and they have a picture of Launchpad McQuack holding a rose. So I thought it was a pretty funny crossover. I mean, you wouldn't think of anybody that they could have chosen for their April Fool's joke, and they chose Launchpad, which was funny because we all know he's one of our favorite on the show, old and new.
Yeah, and some of the creators of the show got involved. Like they saw it online and started commenting on it.
Yeah, it got a lot of likes and retweets, so maybe they will make him the new Bachelor.
That'd be funny if they include that on an upcoming, like, later episode where it just kind of they allude to what they were talking about.
Yeah, they could definitely animate something like that. I know I watched Shark Tank, and they had an episode where Dr. Doofenshmirtz went on Shark Tank.
Oh, really? So Shark Tank did that, or Phineas and Ferb did that? It was on Shark Tank. So I'm going to be honest with you. When I first saw this tweet about The Bachelor, I thought the voice actor for Launchpad was going to be on the show.
He would love that, I'm sure.
And then I realized, because I think the first time I saw it was Frank Ngona's tweet, and I was like, oh, that doesn't make any sense. And I was like, oh, wait a minute, maybe it does. Well, that's it for The Bachelor, I guess. Let's talk about the biggest story of the last couple of weeks. So it appears that episodes of DuckTales 2017 have aired overseas, which was a surprise. I don't think we expected that. I know I'd seen some rumblings on Reddit that there were promos that it was possible that other countries were going to get episodes before the U.S., but I didn't think it would happen. And then all of a sudden, there they were, people talking about the fact that these episodes were out there. And then screenshots started showing up with the XDNY logo, and I was trying to figure out what that meant. And where did these come from? And everybody was saying they were Russian leaks. I was like, wait a minute. The Russians are now leaking episodes of DuckTales. So we were kind of hesitant to talk about it at first. We didn't post anything. We didn't retweet anything, because if the news was leaks, then we were just going to leave that alone. But the more we looked into it, the more we saw that this did actually air. It didn't air in Russia. It aired in Sweden. But for some reason, when they posted the episodes online, they included the English dub and the Russian dub. Not really sure what that's about, but they were out there, and it brought up a lot of conversation within the DuckTales communities, both on Reddit and Twitter, as people started discussing, debating, and maybe even a little bit of arguing over, if you're a fan of this show, do you watch these episodes if they're available online, or should we wait? And of course, Frank Angona's on Twitter, I believe, answered someone about it and said that they did air, but that he really hoped everyone would wait until they aired in their country so that they could get the full story and the full experience. Mm-hmm. And so, for us, I mean, it's kind of hard for us to do a DuckTales podcast and not talk about this. Because, I mean, it's what the fandom's talking about. And, we want to support the show, and we've talked about that a lot. There have been other things that are out there, that we've stayed away from just because, we don't want to. So I had part of the show spoiled for me at one point. And the way that it happened, like, I should have known it was happening, and then I shared it with you guys immediately before I had even watched it, and then I realized, oh man, I don't want to know this, and I told you all not to look at it. So for me, I don't want us to ever do that to anyone else. So we will always warn people before we get into spoiler territory. And our spoiler territory will only come from when we're talking about official stuff. So when the episode is aired, we're going to talk about it on this show. When the comic book has come out, we're going to talk about it on this show. If it's online on a server, we're not going to discuss the details of that episode. whether we've seen it or not. But what do you guys think about the conversation of, I mean, where do you fall on this as far as it aired overseas? Disney aired it overseas. Disney XD aired it overseas. It's not aired here. You might be able to find it online. Where do you fall on that?
Well, for me, I can understand where Frank's coming from when he says to wait and watch them here, for two reasons. One would be, I'm sure that they would like to know or see the views come in so that it kind of continues to support the show, because based upon the ratings, the show continues to keep going. And so I'm sure they want us to wait and watch it when it comes out here. And then, but I can also see it the other way, that like, oh, it's been aired already, so why can't we just kind of go find it and see it? And for me, I will probably would want to watch it ahead of time and then watch it again when it comes out over here. And I kind of see where it's like, oh, it could mess with the flow of the story. But then I also kind of think on how, when the original plan for this story that Frank and Gomez kind of and the rest of his team laid out, they put it in a special order, and then Disney mixed up that order too. So we're already getting it kind of out of it in a jumbled way as it is. So it's kind of hard to think of it as, oh, it's a story, we should wait and see it as it goes, but because it's kind of already given to us out of order.
Yeah, as far as ratings go, I'm gonna watch it. And for any show that might air any other time, I'm gonna watch it when I can get it. Mm-hmm. And then I'm gonna watch it when it originally airs or is supposed to air. And I'm a DVR. I'm probably gonna watch it 15 or 20 more times. So yeah. I don't think that ruins anything. I do agree with our stance of not ruining it for anybody else. The two episodes in that we're really talking about right here doesn't really ruin anything in the story arc, except for one little detail. One of them is an adventure story, and the other one is well, I'm not going to talk about it, but all I can say is people are going to love these two episodes, and we've been on such a long break, and I know you can tell the frustration that might be in the creators and the people working on shows thoughts. Why is this such a big deal? Why can't they just put it on Disney Channel or whatever it is? Why are they waiting? So I could definitely side with the people as well that want to watch it as soon as it becomes available.
Yeah, I think, as long as we're supporting the show, and I think we are, and that was something that I've had discussions with other people about other shows, because my understanding of Nielsen ratings is that you have to actually be enrolled in Nielsen ratings. Like, you sign up for it and you get a box that monitors what you watch. That may or may not be true, but that's how it has been explained to me. I don't know how that works for streaming, but as for me, I mean, I've watched every episode of DuckTales the first time it aired, 7 a.m. and 8 a.m. Some of those episodes first showed at 7 a.m., and my oldest daughter and I were on the couch with our cereal ready to watch it. I've bought the season pass on iTunes, so I already own the entire first season. As it's released, I get the episode, so I have it on all of my Apple devices. I did not have a problem with watching the episodes early. I felt like having a podcast and a website that's dedicated to DuckTales news, I felt like it was something that I needed to know about. And it wasn't, as far as episode numbers, they're not so far off that I was worried, and I already had an idea just based on the conversation that was already out there of what was going to happen. So I was okay with it. I don't think that it's a disservice to the show. I hate it for the creators that this hiatus is so long. And I know they're trying to keep everyone positive, and we're trying to remain positive about it, because we now know for sure that when DuckTales comes back, we've got a lot of awesome stories coming, and a lot of fun. And I can't wait for everyone to see these episodes when they air. And but you know what? I'll be there watching them when they air. But I think that that's one part that, however you watch the episodes, I think that's important that as fans of the show, and that's what everyone's worried about, as fans of the show, we have to be there when it airs. If you watch it early, we really do need to be watching it, when it's available. So don't allow the show to miss out on those ratings because you saw it early. And I mean, if you do that, I don't really see the big problem.
And these episodes are so good. I can't wait for us to really be able to talk about them.
That has been one of the hardest parts because, we had a couple of episodes where we were doing this podcast and we were able to talk about them, as soon as we could on the podcast. And we can't do that with these. But when they come out, and the good news as well is that we have news that came out this weekend, possibly in response to these episodes being out there, that, Frank's been talking for a few weeks about it's coming soon, and he means news. He's not said episodes are coming soon, but, the news is coming soon. And so this weekend on Saturday, wasn't it? Yes, on Saturday, the official DuckTales Twitter account posted an image they said, "We've uncovered some hidden treasure deep within Scrooge's money bin, the name of the next 4 episodes of DuckTales," and which is exciting. And 2 of these episodes we knew about. One of these episodes was also kind of spoiled as far as the title, in that it's showing up on TV Guide for Sweden. And actually, I think another country has it in their TV Guide as airing as early as next week. Now, this is one where, Pirate had said that the 2 episodes that we're discussing don't spoil anything in the major storyline. But on this list, the next episode that will air, and Frank and Gonis has confirmed this, these are in order. The next episode that will air in the U.S. is titled The Spear of Selene. And it's the same episode that's listed in other countries as airing possibly this week. So we're looking at the major storyline being available soon, possibly.
Here's what's interesting to me. You said that these are in order from when we're going to see them, but the episodes that have been aired in other countries were not in that order. So I find that kind of interesting because it kind of skipping around on that list while we're getting it in a different order.
Yeah, they definitely and I had seen this already when the episodes first hit the internet and talk of what was going on. They were numbered, and they were numbered correctly based on this list. So they were known to be aired out of order in the other countries. But I am really worried about the Spear of Selene. I mean, we're recording this on Monday. It should be, our podcast should be out on Wednesday, and the Spear of Selene is supposed to air in Sweden on the day you're listening to this podcast, if you're listening to it on Wednesday. So, watch out. If you don't want the major storyline spoiled, you need to be watching out because, it's hard to filter DuckTales Twitter and Reddit. You have to, and we don't know how long we're going to have to wait for this episode. I don't like that. That's probably the one thing that bugs me the most. I don't want the story ruined. I really wish we'd find out that it's going to air this week in the U.S.
Yeah, well, they said dates are coming soon, so hopefully we'll find out when these will actually be aired for us.
Yeah, the second episode listed on here is Beware the Buddy System. And the word buddy has a period after each letter. So it looks like Buddy stands for something?
Maybe that's a doofus. Maybe that's a doofus episode.
You know,
It could be.
That totally could be the doofus episode.
I was just thinking, like, it sounds like a woodchuck type of thing, but
How awesome would that be? And then we've got the episode, The Missing Links of, is it Morshire? I think it's Morshire. The Missing Links of Morshire. Sounds like that could be a cool episode.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And McMystery at McDuck McManor. Seems like that's a typo. McMystery at McDuck Manor. McManor. So
McMystery at McDuck Manor.
Sponsored by McDonald's.
Right. Well, you know, we didn't even talk about this, but they did make a deal with McDonald's.
Let's get those DuckTales Happy Meals that week.
Man, if we start getting DuckTales Happy Meals, I'm going to become a bad parent.
I'm going to start having to go to McDonald's too.
You know, I think they will sell you the toy without the Happy Meal if you need it.
How awesome would it be if the McRib came back in the same week?
Oh man, now we're just dreaming.
So, I mean, this is good news, and we're actually going to... you know what? Let's not come back to it. Let's just jump to Frankly Speaking. Did you have anything you wanted to say about these episode titles and how they were shared?
No, they sound like very nice episodes, though. Not that I have seen them, but those last two sound really funny and good.
Yeah, I wonder what they could be about. So, Frankly Speaking, you know, we usually save this for the end, but it has to do with this Twitter post from the DuckTales account. So Frank commented on it, and he said, "First attack. Here's the names of the next 4 episodes of DuckTales in order. We have Old Friends, New Adventure, Mysteries Solved, History Rewritten." That's interesting. "And as you can see, we're kicking it off with a doozy." And he went on to say, "You know the what, next up the when, and the how." So a couple of very loaded tweets there. We've got the return of old friends. We've got new adventures, mystery solved, history rewritten. I mean, I know they keep saying that because and we're just assuming it's part of the title song. So of course they say it, but are they really going to rewrite history?
Who knows? Maybe with the spirit of Celine.
We need a time traveling episode. And maybe that's where Bubba comes in. Does anybody like Bubba out there?
I think we have some people who listen to the show who would like some Bubba.
Yeah, maybe that's rewriting history.
And Tootsie.
Shout out to KC.
Shout out. Hey. And man, that Spirit of Selene episode, I'm so ready for that storyline to continue.
So he said, you know the what, and then next up the when, and then the how. What would be a how?
I think, and people who follow me on Twitter might know that I think it's because they're moving to the Disney Channel.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, I think he's teasing that they're... And I think the show will... Because Disney XD has a promo that includes DuckTales still, so I think the show will still air on Disney XD, but I think they're going to premiere the episodes over on the Disney Channel. I read somewhere that when the episodes re-air on the Disney Channel, the ratings are better than when they premiere on Disney XD. There's more households that have the Disney Channel. It's great news for people who don't have Disney XD. If it's true. Let me put a disclaimer there. That's my opinion. That's what I think's happening.
Possible.
It's possible.
You know, I don't think any of those titles scream Darkwing Duck episode to me either. So, especially those last two, I'm not thinking Darkwing is in it. So,
no flapping the night.
If he is in any episodes, it'd be I don't think he'd be in a Celine one. So
the buddy system.
maybe Buddy, but if not, maybe he's in one of those May or June episodes.
Yeah, I know that there was talk about it being soon after the hiatus, so I was actually surprised. So unless the buddy system... Now, wait a minute. Buddy system, could that also be an indication of Gizmo Duck? I mean, system, like a software system, buddy being something? Beware the buddy system?
Maybe. He always would call... Huey, Dewey, and Louie Gizmo buddies in the original.
Oh, really? I hadn't thought of that. Well,
He'd be like, "Hello, Gizmo buddies." I think that's what he said, right?
I'd have to go back and I've only rewatched a few episodes with him, and that didn't stick out, but it's possible.
I don't know.
Yeah, I'm thinking Buddy System might be a great Gizmo Duck one, and if Frank is saying we got some doozies, and we need to get that Gizmo Duck episode in there, so that's my prediction.
And I mean, at least once the show comes back, we know, unless they double up the episodes again, which they totally could do, and throw all of my theories out of the water. We know we've got a month until Darkwing.
With the way they mix up all these episodes when they air, I'm sure the Halloween episode will be coming next month.
Right. I mean, in the beginning, at one point we were getting 2 episodes per week. We weren't expecting that. I don't think I'd seen it on anything. I mean, I was happy to get them, but and then 4-month-long hiatus. So, but we've got some great looking episode titles ahead of us, and it's just the beginning of the news. Frank's saying that soon we'll know when. That's the next step, and then we'll know how. I think those will probably be announced at the same time. I really do think that's the reason why they're holding everything off, so we'll see. Ready to move to Duck merch?
Duck merch.
Woo. All right, so the first item we've got to discuss on Duck merch is something that's not DuckTales related, but it is. So this week, maybe last week, was it last week or this week? Shout Factory, it was announced that Shout Factory will be doing a box set of the full series of Gravity Falls.
Yeah, I love me some Gravity Falls. It's hard to know where it ranks up there with all of the animation I've watched in my history of animations, but it's definitely not in that past 15-year range. The Disney just does not release a lot of TV shows on DVD, and especially not on Blu-ray. I think the ones that come to mind that they have recently would be Star Wars Rebels has had Blu-ray season releases, but besides that, everything else has been DVD or not complete, or not really what ultimate service to the fans. But Alex Hirsch, the creator of Gravity Falls, hinted at a big announcement last week, and the fans have been really wanting a full Blu-ray release of the show, and no one thought that was going to be the announcement, but that's what it was. They announced that Shout Factory has gotten the rights to release the entire season, 2 seasons of, and the complete series of Gravity Falls on Blu-ray. So, and it's spread throughout 7 discs, and you can either buy a DVD bundle or a Blu-ray bundle for all these episodes, and right now it's only available on Shout Factory's website, but soon it will be available on Amazon and other retailers, probably at a better price than what Shout Factory is currently selling it for. I think it's like $80 for the complete series on Blu-ray and $50 for it on DVD. Amazon will no doubt have it cheaper than that, but we'll see.
Yeah,
what do y'all think of that?
I've not bought a lot of animated series on home release in a while, other than Rebels, and so I actually was caught off guard when the premiere of DuckTales was released only on DVD and not on Blu-ray. And then after talking with people about it, come to find that that's the norm. If you get anything, it's going to be DVD typically. So I know this is a big deal. I know that he has stated he had to really work hard to get this done, and he did it for the fans. So, it's a big deal that if you're listening to this and you're a fan of Gravity Falls, it's time to, put some money behind that support if you're wanting more Gravity Falls stuff. And, if you're a DuckTales fan and you want to see the series on Blu-ray, this is a good indicator. I mean, especially since the creative teams have some overlap and everything. So I think it's great. We've just recently, and we've actually kind of chronicled it on this podcast. My family just recently found Gravity Falls when we started watching it on Hulu, and we loved the series. We watched it all the way through, and I really enjoyed it. I think it is a great show. It's up there with Phineas and Ferb as far as animated shows in the last 15 years that I can tolerate. I enjoy them. So I'm glad to see that it gets this release, and I'm trying to figure out how to budget for it.
Yeah, I can see if this is successful, them going to maybe Phineas and Ferb will be next. That's another one that I would love to see. And Disney Channel and Disney XD might do one of those weekends where they'll air all the episodes in order, and you have to record or stay up all day to watch all of them. But it's always great to have them all, a physical copy or digital copy of everything out there. I could see Phineas and Ferb having this kind of treatment done for all their episodes, and hopefully that would lead the way to other Disney Channel classics like Gummy Bears or Rescue Rangers or Darkwing Duck or the old DuckTales. So classic DuckTales. Yeah, I would love that. I'm gonna buy it. It's something that has to be budgeted for. I love how much Gravity Falls merchandise comes out after the show is over. It's ridiculous amount. There was nothing before. They had maybe Disney Vinymations or some kind of statues, but they had nothing, and now they have a buttload of merchandise. It's ridiculous, and I love it. I buy all of it. So hopefully that support for that show leads to support for other shows, like you said.
I'm kind of curious though, because you guys said it was about how much was it for the DVD or in the Blu-ray?
Shout Factory's their website says that the retail price is $99.99, and it's 20% off for $80, which for 7 Blu-rays, 2 seasons seems a little high, but this is from the actual place that's manufacturing and selling them. So who knows, when it goes to an Amazon, it might be cheaper. They also say if you order through Shout Factory's website for the Blu-ray copy, you get an exclusive lithograph or something.
Oh, okay.
But I really feel like, the $80 is high for all the episodes of the show. However, Alex Hirsch loves this show so much that he would definitely put the time into doing bonus features. And he's already said they're going to pack this thing with so many bonus features. It's going to be ridiculous. It might be worth it afterwards. It's worth it now, but it'll be even more worth it after seeing what all these bonus features are going to be. Is he going to do a commentary for every episode? I would love to see a Grunkle Stan commentary on some of them where he does it in character. It's going to be great, and it comes out in July. Is actually it's the same date that the comic book comes out. So,
oh, good.
Who did the voice for Grunkle Stan?
Alex Hirsch.
Oh, okay. I was wondering. So
he does a lot of it.
He did the. We were listening to it earlier. He did the Phineas and Ferb intro song that was just on Twitter then.
Yeah, for April Fools, Alex Hirsch did the Phineas and Ferb and Star versus the Forces of Evil theme songs as Grunkle Stan, and they were hilarious. And it's fun. The creators of both of those shows really got a kick out of it as well.
I wonder if we'll get DuckTales soon.
Yeah, hopefully.
Everybody should do a rendition of DuckTales, as far as I'm concerned.
So yeah, that's coming out. Keep your eye out. I'm sure you'll see something on social media if you follow the Pirate Steven. He's going to be talking about it. I'll be talking about it. DuckTalks, I'm sure will, once things are more concrete and we know when it's going to be available, I'm sure we'll share the Amazon listing or something. So we'll try to make sure you know, because I do think that it could impact, Disney's kind of, they play it safe on a lot of this stuff. And when you were talking about the merchandise, you don't see it until they know it's a hit, and then everything starts coming. And so with DuckTales, they went ahead and ordered that second season pretty quick, and it's taken a little while for us to see merchandise. But I think that this Blu-ray moving, could influence whether or not we see a Blu-ray release of DuckTales. So that's all I'm saying. That was not a Grunkle Stan voice. I don't know what that was.
I was wondering what you were going for.
I wasn't going for anything. It just came out that way. Moving on. We do have a couple of releases this week. So if you're listening to this, these have already been released. We have the DuckTales Doodle Book. Came out on April the 3rd. And also the DuckTales joke book. I can't see the actual title of it, but it's the Launchpad's joke book. Jokes to quack you up.
And you already have those books pre-ordered, right? Or you pre-ordered them?
I did. I pre-ordered them. I checked. They are supposed to be delivered before 11 p.m. tomorrow, which is kind of odd. Right. It usually says 8 p.m., but...
I look forward to your review on DuckTalks.
It will be there. And you actually, if you guys are looking at your notes, you can scroll to the bottom. Pirate sent, is this the writer or the artist that shared this? My new book, DuckTales Doodles from Disney Books, is out tomorrow, but luckily I snagged myself a copy early.
We'll just say the book creator. I'm not sure which one.
Okay, so the book creator, he has shared a little bit. He just got a few little snapshots, and it looks really cool. Draw everyone's favorite comic book, draw squiggly lines around Donald to show that he's having a temper tantrum or a tirade, and then the back of the book's on there. I like his art style. I like the look of the book. I apparently put the same pictures in there a few times over and over again. That's weird.
Yeah, the Doodles books are really cool because it's not just a book to read. It engages the user to use their imagination and creativity to draw or doodle things around it. So I'm definitely going to pick that one up for my oldest son, and I'm still iffy on the Launchpad. I'm waiting for your review on that one. But the Launchpad joke book is only $5, so yeah. It's worth $5 at least.
As a kid, I loved reading joke books. So, and my daughters, they just randomly, we go into these little, they just like to tell jokes, and it's hilarious because, they're not to the point where they can put a joke together yet. So it's funny. And I'm looking forward to being able to share this book with them. Both of these books. I do expect to be able to draw in the Doodle book a little bit, but I really think Lexi's going to take it from me.
Yeah, you might need to.
I'll catch one at Target.
There you go.
So yeah, those are already out. So if you haven't pre-ordered your copies and you're interested in them, you should go to your local bookstore or order one from Amazon and let them ship it to you. If you have Prime, it's only 2 days. But that's it for those reviews.
And that joke book has like 128 pages in it, so I'm sure that's a lot of jokes. That should be a good one. For currently, Amazon has it for like $4.25. So that's not bad.
Yeah, I thought it was a good deal. And, right now we have to buy all these things to review them. So,
true that.
Speaking of things that we will have to buy to review, let's talk about Sun Stashes. What are they?
So Sun Stashes is actually, I believe we talked about it and let us to get edited out. I watched Shark Tank, and Shark Tank had an episode where they had novelty sunglasses, which it's just sunglasses, the UV protection, all that good stuff, and then there's some kind of design on it to make it automatic cosplay or some kind of character on it that, like, you might have like a Santa sunglasses and there's a beard attached to the on a chain to the end, this week they had Easter Bunny ones where the top of the sunglasses had ears and then something that dropped down to make it look like you had a bunny nose with little bunny buck teeth. So this company did really well. They had Shark Tank updates where they were able to get licenses from Marvel and Disney and all the big companies, and they're doing those characters with these novelty sunglasses. And as part of that, they had a Donald Duck release as part of Mickey and Friends, but they have DuckTales ones coming out. And actually, if you order them on Amazon.com now, you can get Prime delivery and have them to you right away. But there's a Scrooge McDuck, a Huey, a Dewey, and a Louie, which really fun for, like I said, if you're going to a Comic-Con or the Disney parks or Halloween, all you need to do is have these sunglasses, which will have the eye holes and it looks like for the nephews at least, it's going to be the white forehead and a colored cap on top, depending on what nephew you choose. So they're only like $10. If you like them, go ahead and check out our website so you can see pictures of what they're going to look like. And I might get them because I think it'll be fun to have to go to Walt Disney World and take pictures with characters or just other pictures around the park. I think it'd be fun cosplay. Like I said, all I need is a green shirt and these sun stashes, and I'm automatically Louie. So very cool.
Yeah, when you first sent this, when you first made me aware of them, that I had never heard of it before. I don't watch Shark Tank. But they have a full line. I mean, all kinds of properties. And looks like they have even more coming out. So, but these look awesome. Especially the nephews. I think, like you said, all you need is a shirt and these, and you're ready to go. Yeah.
It's probably the cheapest way you could go a Halloween costume. Like if you wanted to do Huey, Dewey, and Louie as the costumes, I could buy the kids these sun stashes and red, green, and blue shirt, and we're set.
I know sometimes in malls, at least my mall, they sell these at kiosks. Not these ones specifically, but Disney characters, where they have all the different Disney characters that you can purchase. Like there's princesses, there's almost every Disney characters. But sometimes in malls they carry these. So if you happen to be out and about and look around at kiosks, maybe they'll have them instead of ordering them off of Amazon.
Yeah, actually, it seems like we were at the Opry Mills Mall in Nashville a couple weeks back, and I may have actually seen some of these, but they were not characters; they were just their regular ones. But I did notice the logo. But those are available to purchase now.
Yeah, Amazon has them, and so does Entertainment Earth has them for pre-order with the May delivery.
So are they available for pre-order on Amazon, or are they available right now?
They have some in stock, and they're on Prime, so it would only take 2 days to get them.
Nice. Okay.
I was kind of hoping Sun Stashes was going to send us some, but they haven't gotten back to me yet.
Yeah. We will definitely run them through the ringer and give a great review. My girls would love to walk around one of the Disney parks all day in one, so they may end up with them anyway. Especially if there was a Webby. Is there a Webby?
Not yet.
And this is classic right now.
So the picture they're classic. I think that's the best way you can really tell Huey, Dewey, and Louie apart from what the current show is. But the packaging on them is DuckTales 2017.
Oh. All right, last piece of Duck merch, and probably the last thing we have to talk about on this podcast, is the big news from this weekend. More big news, because we had tons of big news this weekend. On Saturday, Franken he retweeted someone's tweet and says that he guessed these guys are in the Disney stores, and it's a picture of the nephews and Webby as a plush in the Disney stores. Or the picture wasn't in the store, but they're plushes from the Disney store. Let's see if I can really mess that up. And man, we were out. We were running a few errands, and we were right down the street from our Disney store when I saw this. We were actually grabbing some dinner, and I was like, "We've got to go to the mall." But my wife called first because she was actually pretty excited about them because they look fantastic, and we didn't have them yet. So we did the reasonable thing and called the next closest Disney store that was an hour away, and they didn't have them either. So but it looks like these have been released in the UK, and there's 4 of them. So we have Huey, Dewey, and Louie, and Webby, and we're still trying to confirm their size, but it looks like it's the small plush, which puts it around the $15 mark without a sale.
Yeah, and I think there were 15 pounds. I saw on somebody's Instagram site.
Yeah, so I mean, maybe they're a little bit less, $12.99. I mean, that's the range I'm expecting them to be. What'd you guys think of these?
Yeah, I ran out as soon as I saw that post. I mean, we got that news on a Saturday night, and I'm like, Easter's tomorrow. These would look great in Easter baskets. So I ran out to my local, and I wouldn't say local, it's a 30-minute drive to a Disney store. And they were not there, unfortunately. I had not known it was just UK exclusive, or not exclusive, but
yeah,
UK
we didn't know that at that point.
At that time. But they did have one piece of DuckTales merchandise, which was the Scrooge McDuck Industries shirt that is now on the the Disney Store website. So at least they had that merchandise. But yeah, those they look of really great quality, and I can't wait for them to be officially released in the United States because everybody needs those in their house.
Yeah, the people who are sharing their pictures both in store and after they've purchased them from the UK are saying that they're really great quality. I mean, which is what you expect from Disney plush that you buy from the store. I mean, it's just always top-notch quality. I've not seen the bottom of their feet. I guess they probably have the Disney Store emblem on the bottom, but each of the characters are very distinct too. I mean, this is not like the the original classic release where they were all the same except a color and a letter on their shirt. I mean, they are the 2017 look. Huey's got his hat, Dewey's got his tuft of hair, and Louie's got his eyes halfway closed with a side glance, and of course Webby looks different from the nephews, but they look great, and everyone's talking about how great the quality is. So I can't wait to get a hold of these.
What did you think, Josh?
I've been just looking at the pictures. These are separate than because I remember I think it was at the toy fair that they had announced that they were going to have plushes of it was the Scrooge McDuck. Are these separate from those release of plushes?
This is separate. It looks like a different company that's making it. So these ones are strictly like from the Disney Store. Yeah,
and then
this is the Disney Store quality plush releases, the plush mountains that they had at those places. So definitely something worthy of picking up. I think kids are going to love it. I think it's going to, if they didn't know about the show and they see these cute duck stuffed animals plush at the Disney store. I might get them into watching the show. I think a lot of people don't know that DuckTales is rebooted. We'll see these in the store, and I'll get them watching it. So it's great that these finally have come out, and they need to get them to the United States immediately.
Yeah, they look amazing, and hopefully we'll get them soon.
Yeah, my local Disney store has been running, and I'm sure they all run the same promos or videos, but they've been doing promos for DuckTales for a while now. So I've asked every time I've been in. I mean, of course, if they knew when they were going to get DuckTales merch, and of course they don't. But good to see. I mean, they're coming, and not only that. I mean, we also have the Fat Mojo stuff that should be. We should start seeing pictures of those soon, or something from the website. And there's nothing out there yet, but from what we read at the Toy Fair, the stuff that they had on display there had not yet been approved, which is why they did not want photography. So their stuff may have changed a little bit. We're just waiting on approval.
Mm-hmm.
So Pirate and I were talking, Josh, before we're able to get on the phone with us, about how many we were going to have to buy.
How many?
Yeah, I'm pretty certain I'll have to buy 2 Webbies. One for each of the girls. And I think I can get away with just one of each of the boys. Pirate's pretty sure he's going to have to do a couple of Louis. Oh, no, you said 3 Louis, didn't you?
Well, no, so I'll have to buy my set. And then I'm thinking both of my boys are going to want, both, I have 3 now. Brandon and Cody are going to want Dewey. And then, like I said, I'm trying to push Louis on Jackson. So,
oh, that's what it was, yeah.
It's a lot of plush. Luckily, the Disney store has great discounts usually on their plush. Probably not on these right away.
Right.
But when they do have plush sales, it's like buy one, get one free, or buy one, get one for $1.
Yeah.
So that'd be the best time to buy the multiples of these.
Yeah, I'm not sure how many we get. I don't think I would get multiples, but they do look really awesome.
Well, Violet's going to need her own set as well.
Oh, no.
At least a Webby.
At least the Webby.
We'll attach it to her while she walks around, and I'm sure everybody will think it's cute.
But hey, the good news is we've got merchandise coming, and we've got official merchandise that's already been released. So on top of the T-shirts that you can order online and now are showing up in stores, actually, during all of this, I saw, and I don't know if I have this in the notes, but I saw a picture of one of the tumblers, the coffee tumbler of the new Donald in with a bunch of these mugs in a picture. So looks like that was in a UK store as well. So, maybe those are coming to the US. I know you can order them at shopdisney.com, but maybe they're coming to the US where we can find them in the stores. But we've got merchandise coming.
I try to cheat and go on Disney Store UK's website, and they don't have any of this DuckTales merchandise on there.
Mm-hmm.
They have the Funko Pops and the DVD releases, but nothing that we haven't seen before is on there yet.
But it sounds like we've got nothing but good news ahead of us for DuckTales fans. So, it's an exciting time. The show's getting ready to come back. At least we're going to get news of when the show's going to come back. And we know we've got some great episodes. We've got some great merchandise coming. We're going to have a lot to talk about.
Yeah, we'll have actual news to go over.
Well, I think that's going to do it for this week. We want to thank everyone who is listening to this episode. We appreciate you downloading the episode to listen to, and for all of you who have returned over and over again each week, we really appreciate that. And if you're listening to us on iTunes, that seems to be the main way people are listening to the podcast. If you haven't yet, go give us a star rating. That 5-star rating goes a long way. And, if you want to write something real quick and give us a review, we really would appreciate that. That's how people find the podcast. So, we want to thank you for that and ask that you help us out there. And, if you want to reach out to us by email, ducktalkspod@gmail.com. We'll be sure to read your email on the podcast and discuss it. There's a number of ways you can reach us, actually. We're part of Res TV. And so we have the Discord chat. If you want to, follow that, we'll share that link again this week. You can sign up at the Discord chat. There's a lot of stuff. Res TV has a lot of great podcasts talking about a lot of geeky things. A lot of great conversation, a lot of great people. It's a safe place. That's one of the things I like about it. Is some of the times when I'm following, some of these stories, you end up getting to a part of the internet where people just want to argue with one another. Everybody's really nice at the Res TV Discord. So, you come chat Ducktales with us there. And, like I said, we'll include that link. You can also follow us on Twitter at DuckTalks. And, we're constantly putting stuff up there, making sure we're talking about things. That's one key to this podcast, is we just want the conversation to continue. So, what we start talking about here, we want to talk with you about it in one of these places. So, you can follow us there. You can follow me individually. I am at Infinirama616. Pirate is also on Twitter.
I am on Twitter, at the Pirate Steven.
And you can follow me at CCRunner524 on Twitter.
And we've mentioned it a few times in this episode. We also have the blog, DuckTalks.com. Pirate and I are constantly trying to put out content. We're even sometimes fighting over who's going to get to write the next article.
A couple of times I've posted something, he's posted something at the same exact time, and I'm like, dude, just delete yours, or he's told me to delete yours.
Yeah. So yeah, you can check that out at ducktalks.com. And man, is that every way they can reach out to us?
Just about.
When's the Facebook page coming?
Mm-hmm.
Just kidding. I'm busy enough. But I think that's it. Anybody have any last words? Until next time.
See you guys later.
See ya.
Neighbor's dog.
I'm going to be...
Oh, he's done good. We've gone a while without him.
Oh, he's getting into it too.
Yeah, he does. Pirate's like, I thought we were already moving on.
We're still talking about The Bachelor? Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And as I say that, I realize that I don't know what it is. Do we even do a podcast? So yeah, that's coming soon. We will, once that is.
Hello, folks.